Hey there, so we are playing Biomutant tonight. We are going for a destroy everyone run but save the tree.
Offers you extraordinary prices for extraordinary things. A deal to be proud of.
So we are going to go ahead and kind of speed our way through the tutorial area just because, I mean, we've done it like 6 or 7 times total, and I'm not interested in wasting a lot of time, so... We did pick a slightly different class. We chose...
The tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
We chose the Deadeye class rather than the Psi Freak, just because I didn't find myself using the Psi powers all that much.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Your mind expands. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes...
Blah, blah, blah. We already know what happens.
Let's see. As time passes, echoes of a long-lost past. He wonders where you've been. Wine. He says, judging by your you promised you'd train with... She'll see you at the village... Here's another familiar. He was hoping you could help him pick up some... He wonders... He can work... You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes... It looks like she's...
Andro?
You know she does...
Kuri kumbala mua. Andro?
She wants you to grow up and start...
Moniba pola kudo.
They look...
Minti la dumuana.
He asked...
Matualele.
He says that it's not...
Epasi talau sagatele.
He wants to know who you think you are.
Nakisisana basurangu inimori autoritare.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Kanamun pendrine senema.
Okay. Always felt that this sequence was maybe a little too long, but I can't think of a way to shorten it. Aside from, like, maybe breaking it up.
He's curious to see what you... You should take it. He's look.
Kala.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Verena Kala.
She says she is.
Ruhemu Tono.
Your Muma. That
Bial and Sombara.
catchy.
Den Nampus.
Your Mu.
Aplitonomu. Domale tu.
It's called an automaton.
Asadurutu.
Says it's not a record keeper, more like a companion.
Aplitonomuta.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a
Monidasa.
rest. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Kalino.
Your Muma...
Asadurutu.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and... Your Muma says, where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone... As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Let's see.
Yeah, I wish it didn't open up the menu each time.
They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulks on the loose. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. The Myriad tribe is prepared to fight to the death for souls that will be forever lost if not saved. Look, an emergency box. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. As long as you're happy about it. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it?
Nice. Finding all kinds of parts.
That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting the Toxanol core.
So now we're just gonna go through the quick little thing here, and then we'll be in the game proper.
A flush seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool.
What the fuck?
That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's what you could call a wet disaster.
I don't understand. They're not lining up like they should.
Unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the... That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away.
Okay, I absolutely did not line everything up the way I should have, but... oh well. I definitely think this looks cooler, but this has much better stats. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Mom was calling
This
me.
corner of the world is called Bricktown.
always go back there
Looks
thinking
like
there
the
will be
Fry
something.
Sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's not the Fry Sparker that's the problem, it's what's put into it. You're not supposed to put skronk in it. Guess that's proved right.
The knobs are
Get the
not
knobs in sync to make the hardware work.
working correctly. What the
It's not the Fry Sparker that's the problem, it's what's put into it. You're not supposed to put skronk in it. Guess that's proved right.
It's not registering the things that I'm touching correctly.
Get the knobs in sync to make the hardware work.
There we go. Now it's doing it properly.
It's a Fry Sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. You found that so much of this place was just... No. The...
Wow, look at that energy regen though. Hang on, what does that even look like? So how long will it take? Okay, that's a pretty slow regen. So then if we put this one on, I don't really notice much of a difference if I'm completely honest. So just as a reminder, we're starting off good, so we can do the World Eater quests and just outright kill them.
Try a key.
And then once we've done that, we're gonna swap over to the bad side and wipe out pretty much all but one of the tribes. And that's about as close as I can get to my desire to wipe them out. Because I truly do feel that they squandered the tree's gifts. And so because of that, they're not worthy of them.
Looks good. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to... Not sure if you're likable enough to be let in on it. Won't be charmed that easily. Says your toy bot looks like it needs lots. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. You really put a spin on it.
Nice. Actually, I like that. It gives me a little bit of health and a lot of regen, which is nice. So the Deadeye is not as focused on psionic abilities as
It's Peekaboo Park.
the other
Young
class
ones
was.
love this sort of place.
That's kind of a cool picture. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to send it to Twitter. This one seems to...
Fan that!
Wait!
I've got... I don't have.
So it wants us to go over there and deal with the tribes. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go and Do something different. That's where we want to go.
That's a myriad tribe outpost.
And we are going to duck in here. Grab a few simple things. So that's where we're gonna go. But first I want to hit up this outpost and talk to their vendors.
That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean.
Those totems are nice because you can actually get a decent amount of scrap from them.
The Vespidat outpost, longtime home of the Myriad tribe. Peddler is eager. That went well.
Zevuchei kungchura palparek vectosete.
Uske trotonia draita maita.
Nothing super great, but that doesn't shock me. Honestly, it's still pretty early in the early game. Curious. Does between 275 and 220 or 425. So this would be faster, but it would not deal nearly as much damage. So we'll hold off for now. The heck was that?
That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there.
That's a biolage container. We like those.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story. He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. He understands you've returned to face Luke.
Wow, I've got 3 whole people watching my stream. Welcome, welcome.
Carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it.
Fuck that, I want revenge.
He understands why you seek revenge, but he doesn't think you realize how that'll make you feel once you claimed it.
See? On my side.
First instincts can be truly awful.
The fun thing is always the right thing.
Next time, look at it with a clear heart.
Duckly duck duck.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now.
Vanya?
He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside.
Vanya?
You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a power tanker hit a reef and went under.
So basically, he's building what is essentially a jet ski.
Let's see.
And he wants our help to complete it. It's funny to hear him talk about, oh, the Myriad tribe is such a good fit for you and blah, blah, blah. Because it's like, oh, that's funny because I'm going to betray them literally the first chance Well, I'm going to betray them pretty much as soon as we're done with the World Eaters. And we're going to justify that as we're putting in all the effort and the other tribes aren't doing jack shit to help us. So of course we're going to get a little pissed off and we're going to pretty much kill them all. Ooh. We got a katana. Or at least a katana blade. Ideally, we'd like to find some better parts for a gun and our melee weapon, although melee's not too bad right now. The guillotine sword we start with is pretty tough. But I wouldn't mind a different gun. Those puzzles get harder and harder the further we go. Cool. We're going to save our game because the last time I did this was a tricky area. And that was on an easier difficulty too. Oh, hey, I got my paycheck today. So I'm not sure if I told you, I got a raise at work. So my paychecks were $423 and now I'm making $510. So that's very nice. Although I'm sure that'll make my taxes a little worse. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll help.
Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework.
Mukam. Sairuya. Yangu.
He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have...
Yangu.
There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots.
Wanakanwaku.
Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position.
Tuanaku.
The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float.
Tuanaku.
This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks.
The Sinky Dink.
That's where he bobs. Gulp refuses to move from that barge, despite the fact it makes him berth. Goop's not sure, though, if it's the surf sickness or the radium syrup that causes it.
So now we can surf around a little bit. Now we do need to be careful because, as I learned a playthrough ago, there are actually pirates on the waters if you're not careful. Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Surf Archipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. You're poking around Pokbur, a prime village. Says the tribe Sifu sent them here to help defend against the rival tribe that's been terrorizing their village. Isn't sure how long the village will last if it continues. As if the plague ruining the land and destroying the crops wasn't enough to bring the village to its knees already. Heard that even simple things like puddle pops, surf salad, muffin grass and wild pips have become nearly impossible to grow. The Sifu asked you to help, and that's what you must do. They need your protection and... The Sifu asked you to help, and that's what you must do.
So we fought off the invaders. But now it's a question of repairing the destroyed village.
Peddler is... Done and done.
Oh no. Trying to recall, I feel like I turn in the resources maybe to this guy?
The Sifu asked you to help, and that's what you... Said...
Oh, needs 20 wood. Which we certainly do not have. We've got a whole 6 wood right now.
Manapupei e pankenetys.
Says that word is that a three-headed world...
Tulu tulu on mudre maiva.
wishes the world was filled with Bop Bop, rather than Looper Lupin's horrible house. Recalls seeing a radionic hidden off in the ruins. Imagine listening to the airwaves from forever away.
What's a radionic?
Says it's a box that lets you listen to someone talking from far away. Just keep your eye out for the radionic, or maybe your ears. Might take some figuring to get it working if it...
Another nice thing is that we can summon this pretty much from anywhere. Okay, looking for wood scraps. I do know that there's some guys in here. Cool.
Been taking your vitamins?
How many points do I have? 8, so I need 2 more. Sorry, but that's just kind of funny. It looks like we're both talking trash while one of them's lining up the shot. Let's see if maybe I can craft a new firearm. I could craft that, but I don't like the handle. So, night's almost over for me. I've only got like 5 minutes left, so I'm just gonna head back to the outpost really fast. I want to see if maybe the shop inventory has changed at all. Pretty sure I marked this. Oh, apparently not.
Let's see. A done deal.
Kind of looks like a stormtrooper gun, if I'm completely honest. Yeah, it feels like a stormtrooper blaster. I'm not going to do any upgrading just yet, just because I don't really know enough about what they do. Don't mind if I help myself to your resources.
Sparkles about how brilliant it is to have someone like you that shares both genetics and karma. Seems surprised.
I should see if maybe, is there a stock I could put on it? And that's not really what I was looking for. A toilet brush, really?
Says that. Seemed fair.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. I appreciate you watching. I hope you had fun. And I will talk to you later. It's weird that I can, like, see the bullets. So I'm almost wondering if they're, like, stakes or something. You got anything good? Alrighty, talk to you later. Bye.